In an age where we can alter many facets of our identities, the concept of age remains a legal and cultural cornerstone. So today, we examine how individuals grow and adapt across cultures, exploring the intricate dance between development and socialization. Understanding human development and socialization can provide valuable perspectives on individual differences, relationships, and broader dynamics of society. And so this lecture aims to explore the cross-cultural perspectives on human development and socialization, examining how different cultures shape individual growth from infancy to late adulthood. We'll also discuss major theories and the factors that influence development. So first we'll begin by examining these facets of human development through parenting and cultural lenses. We'll look at how parenting styles and cultural norms shape individuals from infancy through adulthood. We'll also explore how different cultures approach child rearing, what values are emphasized, and how these factors contribute to the difference in human development. And we'll further discuss how the parent-child relationship impacts psychological and social development. Next, we'll move on to psychological theories of development. In this section, we'll provide a framework for understanding the various stages of human growth and change. We'll look at some of the major theoretical perspectives, such as Piaget's cognitive development, Erikson's psychosocial stages, and others. We'll analyze how these theories explain the complex processes of learning, personality formation, and social interaction. And finally, we'll broaden our perspective to consider lifespan development across cultures. We'll look at how cultural contexts influence the developmental trajectory from birth to old age. We'll explore how different cultures define milestones, what roles are expected at various life stages, and how cultural values impact the aging process. This section will highlight the importance of cultural sensitivity in understanding human development and the need to move beyond ethnocentric perspectives. Overall, by the end of this lecture, I hope you'll have a deeper appreciation for the multifaceted nature of human development and how it's shaped by both universal processes and unique cultural influences. So let's get started. Have you ever wondered how we grow and change from infancy to adulthood? What influences shape our behaviors and personalities? Well, in this section, we'll explore the foundational concepts of human development and socialization, setting the stage for our journey through the various stages of life. Now, Balthasar Gracian's quote, "Man is born a barbarian and only raises himself above the beasts by culture," suggests that human beings are born with primal instincts and behaviors similar to animals. However, it is through the influence of culture, education, societal norms, arts, and intellectual development that individuals transcend these basic instincts and achieve higher levels of civilization and refinement. Gracian emphasizes the transformative power of culture in shaping these human characteristics and elevating individuals beyond their innate animalistic tendencies. Culture provides the framework for moral and ethical development, intellectual growth, and social progress, allowing humans to cultivate virtues, wisdom, and a sense of community. In essence, culture is what distinguishes humans from beasts and enables them to reach their full potential. So, to begin, it's crucial to distinguish between human development and socialization. Now, when we talk about human development, this refers to the changes in our physical, psychological, and social behaviors throughout our lives. Socialization, on the other hand, is the process by which we learn and internalize the values and behaviors of our culture. And while distinct, these processes are deeply interconnected and influence each other throughout our lives. Now, our development is significantly shaped by many factors. These include the quality of life and, SES, which encompasses access to resources, security, education, and healthcare. A high quality of life with access to education and good healthcare and safe environment can positively impact a child's development. Global demographic trends such as declining fertility rates, rising life expectancy, and immigration also play a role. The norms and customs prevalent in their society, along with the type of childcare they receive, play a significant role in shaping their behaviors and beliefs as well. And this includes factors such as family structures and dynamics, cultural traditions as well. Family structures vary across cultures from nuclear to extended families and how these structures are evolving. And different cultures assign roles based on factors like gender and age, and these assignments impact development. And third, parental values and expectations have a major influence on development, and these can guide a child's moral compass and aspirations, influencing their overall growth and development. For instance, the number of children a person wants to have or has and development milestones vary across cultures. In the US, the desired number of children has decreased from 3.5 in the 1960s to 2.5 in the 1980s and remains relatively stable. Adolescents from various countries generally prefer 2 to 3 children, though. Parents also have specific developmental timetables influenced by cultural patterns, shaping behaviors and children's prosocial development. Parental discipline is also a complex issue with significant cultural variations. Instance, different cultures view and practice discipline differently, including the acceptance of physical punishment. For example, in some cultures, spanking is seen as normal and acceptable method of disciplining children, while in others it's frowned upon and considered harmful. Studies show that African American parents are more likely to endorse and use spanking compared to white or Hispanic parents. Education levels also influence these views, with higher education correlating with less approval of spanking. From a global perspective, in many Asian and African cultures, physical discipline is more accepted due to traditional beliefs and practices. However, increased exposure to Western parenting styles is gradually changing these attitudes. Globally, there is an influence of affluence and education on disciplinary attitudes. As countries become more affluent and education levels rise, there's a noticeable shift towards non physical forms of punishment. Parents in wealthier and more educated societies tend to adopt more democratic and psychologically oriented methods of disciplining their children. So take a few minutes and check out this clip, and it looks at how different cultures approach parental discipline. And this particular video highlights the diverse practices and attitude towards discipline, offering a deeper perspective on the topic. So be sure to pay attention to the examples and explanations provided, as they will enrich the discussion and understanding on cross-cultural differences in parenting. And this particular video is Voices, Do You Have a Tiger Mom? NBC Asian American. Now, when examining cross-cultural research and stories, it's crucial to consider the representativeness of the samples. Differences in research findings may not be solely due to socioeconomic factors, as variations in quality of food and medical care can play a significant role. For example, a family in one country might have access to higher quality food and medical care compared to a family in another country, even if their incomes are similar. And this can lead to significant differences in developmental outcomes that are not directly related to socioeconomic status. Moreover, cross-cultural studies often face a methodological challenge. They typically involve participants from educated and economically secure families. Parents with more resources and motivation are more likely to participate in research studies, especially those conducted in university laboratories. As a result, many studies on cognitive capacities of children have focused primarily on middle class participants, which may not accurately represent the broader population. However, there is a growing trend towards increasing diversity in research samples. Researchers are now making efforts to include participants from various socioeconomic backgrounds to ensure more comprehensive and accurate findings. And this shift is crucial for understanding the true impact of cultural and socioeconomic factors on human development. In summary, always critically evaluate the composition of research samples in cross-cultural studies. Consider the potential biases and limitations that may arise from focusing on specific demographic groups, and strive to include diverse participants to obtain a more holistic understanding of the research topic. And so, as we wrap up section 1, we've explored the foundational aspects of human development through the lenses of parenting and cultural influences. We began by differentiating human development and socialization. We then defined key concepts and examined the various factors that influence development, such as quality of life, access to resources, and cultural norms. We then discussed parental values and how they shape decisions and interactions within families. We also cross-culturally analyze parental discipline, highlighting the differences in acceptance of physical discipline across cultures. For instance, American parents generally prefer non-physical forms of punishment like grounding or timeouts, while spanking is more commonly accepted in African American communities. In contrast, Japanese culture emphasizes emotional closeness and non-physical methods of discipline. And global trends show that affluence in education significantly influence parental attitudes towards discipline. Higher SES is associated with less use of physical punishment and more emphasis on reasoning and communication. Parents with higher levels of education are also more likely to adopt alternative disciplinary methods. And finally, we discuss the importance of critically evaluating research samples in cross-cultural studies. Differences in research findings may not be solely due to SES factors, as variations in quality of food and medical care can also play a significant role. Cross-cultural studies often focus on educated and economically secure families, but there is a growing trend towards increasing diversity in research samples to ensure more comprehensive and accurate insights. Be sure to tune into Section 2, where we'll discuss various theories of human development.